Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Moon. I'm a naturopathic doctor and I help people through video appointments with chronic issues such as chronic pain, chronic digestive issues, and mental emotional health issues. And I specialize in helping people resolve mental emotional roots of their physical problems. I have been pondering on a question that I got a while back, actually, last year. And I have been sitting on this question because it was a challenging question, challenging answer to give. So last year I gave this talk at an aerospace company, and the talk was about chronic pain and where things such as physical issues such as pain come from. And ultimately, to give you guys the spoiler, the short version is that your nervous system controls all of the muscles in your body, and there are lots of muscles. Your muscles respond and reflect what you are feeling and thinking, whether it's conscious or subconscious. And so when you have a chronic pain that doesn't resolve and requires perhaps more and more medication, and perhaps your medication doesn't actually completely help you, one of the causes could be mental emotional roots. And that is what I specialize in helping people resolve, to restore the inner peace in your nervous system so that your muscles can relax for good, and so that your muscles can no longer behave in such a way that it creates pain. So going back to the question, at the end of the talk, this lady asked, so what can we do? What can we do at home by ourselves when we are dealing with recurrent pain? And I wanted to take the opportunity to answer that question, what the real answer, which I didn't give at that time. So the real answer is that yes, we can actually, each of us, there is something we can do to work on improving these chronic pains. So what am I referring to? The pains that don't resolve with massage, exercise, stretching, chiropractic work, and interventions that address the physical body directly and your physical alignment. So what is it that you can do? You know, ultimately, your physical body is responding to what is inside. Your body is constantly responding every moment to what you are thinking and feeling. And if there is a chronic pain that is not resolving, there is something inside that hasn't been resolved. And oftentimes, the chronic pain is not constantly always the same. You have good days and bad days. And it is important to know when the bad days happen. And sometimes it could take some time to actually see the pattern and discover what is going on. What are the recurring topics and issues that always trigger your pain? And, it's actually, it takes a lot of slowing down and really digging in and looking in. And that is the hard part. And I truly invite everyone to give it a try. And when you get stuck, it's okay. There are lots of professions and people who are trained to help you dig deeper. And it may not specifically be someone who works on mind-body medicine who can pinpoint this pain is caused by X, Y, and Z. But, eventually, if you work through what might be troubling you on the inside, you'll get around to it. And it ultimately is more effective than pain. It can be more effective than pain medications without side effects, but all of the upside of resolving things that has been weighing on you and robbing you of the enjoyment and happiness that you could be experiencing every day, today, tomorrow, and the day after. These are often things that can really stay with people for a long, long time. 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, easily. And what I do is a very pinpointed, direct approach to asking your body directly for the answer of what exactly is bothering my body, or what exactly is the root of what each muscle is doing such that it is behaving in certain ways. But more importantly is that people find someone that they really connect with to work with. And if you're not at the point where you're ready to work with somebody to really get to the answer and you wanted to work on it a little bit more yourself, that as long as you are working on it, you are making progress. And ultimately, understanding is the most important first step. And the other part of the answer is that the reason why it was a really difficult answer for me to give is that in order for a person to slow down and to be really think about things and become aware of what is going on inside, how you're feeling and how you're reacting to things and what is triggering you. It takes time and effort. And time and effort means that it has to fit in your life. So if it means that if your life is packed, waking to sleeping, it's not necessarily compatible. You can't, in this case, have your cake and eat it too. So if you want to make progress, you have to make time and make space in your life for this practice. So what it ultimately means that it might require some really challenging changes. And that means looking at how busy your life is, how stressful your life is, how much space you are making for yourself to think. And saying that I don't have time to do that and I don't have the energy to do that is not going to help you make progress. So part of that equation is what in your life, oftentimes busyness is a really important factor to work through. I am too busy for X, I'm too busy for Y, I'm too busy for Z. And ultimately, when are you going to make time for yourself, for your well-being, so that you make this lifetime count? So the busyness factor is important because it is often the reason why people snowballed into their current position, because they have been so busy that the habit of just pushing it to later. I'll think about that later, I'll deal with that later, I'll just move on and sweep it aside for now. Those are the habits that end up snowballing, not just in your mental, emotional self, but in your physical body as well. So, in a future video, what I want to discuss is actually the topic of busyness. And so stay tuned to that, and I will see you guys later.